And action.
Okay. So you can see she's already, this is fairly relaxed right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is about where you want her head to be. I might bring it down a little bit more, but it's almost like something about my energy, something about this. She's already in a relaxed state. And so what I'm
She's
going to
already
do,
relaxed. I'm just saying it so
yeah,
I
already
don't know
relaxed. You'll hear me on there. I'm
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm just doing a simple ask. I'm not putting a lot of pressure. There. Okay, so for now, that's the first part. And what I want her to do is just stay there without fussing, without doing anything, without trying to get out of it. And that's nice. I mean, I'm going to come out. She held it without fussing for a couple of minutes, or, seconds.
Okay.
But a second is a long time for a horse when it comes to stuff like this. So I'm going to come back. Oh, look, she goes right to it. So this, it looks like you've been maybe practicing this with her. They like this.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm just kind of asking. I'm going to see if I can get her down a little bit farther. Not too far.
Now, are you asking her to just put her head down, not bend at the pole?
No, I'm not trying to do that yet. Part one is just come down and feel comfortable hanging out.
Yeah,
know anything.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything. She's holding it.
I've
I'm
done
gonna back
some of
off
that.
And say, okay, you can come up if you want to.
Good.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Right there.
I've done some of that with her.
So that's cool.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, we have to think about this like stretches and everything. Everything that we're going to ask her to do is not only going to be maybe hard for her, but it might be difficult. So
yeah.
I'm going to just play around at this place and do some, and it's kind of like a chiropractic thing. You're just kind of trying to mobilize the neck.
Mm-hmm.
You're not trying to pull them down and hold them down. You don't want there to be any pull back. You do want to follow them though.
Mm-hmm.
So if they pull their head up, you just and back down.
And that's the
you
floating.
Stay with them.
That's the floating part.
Well, that's the part where you just stay with. I'll show you this part here. So this is for her, a nice place. So now I'm just going to get her comfortable, and it's like if I had your neck and you were on a massage table, and I was just trying to loosen up those vertebrae. So right now I'm just going back and forth. And I just kind of want her to just drop C1, C2. See, she kind of has a little resistance. She's like, what are you doing? Okay. And I'm saying, she's going down. I say, don't go down that far. And I say, what about if we just loosen the neck? And she's like, oh, that feels kind of weird. I'm not comfortable. Okay. Oh, what's that? Okay. I'm going to say down. Okay. And we're going to hold. And then I'm going to write my name. I'm going to attempt to write my name. So there's some tightness. I'm not having free-flowing, but that's okay. She's just trying to figure out, what are you doing? This is so weird. I don't know what you want me to do. Oh, look at you. Yeah, so, and I'm just trying to get her to let me take control of that hinge. And that's all. So that's all I'm doing. There's not a lot of pressure involved. It should feel kind of good to her. Yeah? And, don't be in a hurry to do this. If you don't have the basic this, don't move on until you have that. Until you can kind of even move away and she'll decide to keep it. And she might blow and lick and chew, and that's good. Okay? Why don't you push? So for you right now, notice how when she gets fidgety, I don't take a lot of time. I come right back to what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of trying to get her a little pull to relax. Oh. She says, what are you doing? Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Great. Oh. Normally I would have a rope, here. But it's, we're in a round pen, so we're okay. But the rope kind of keeping her focused.
Should I have a rope that doesn't quite hit the ground?
No.
Don't need one?
Coil it up.
Okay,
so I'm still working on just the basic down to where she's in a good place. Okay, that's kind of a good place. But we don't want all that fidgeting and turning and looking and
Ooh, that one.
Good girl. So she had a little bend in there. Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to hold it a long time. I don't want to feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to bring her down. So when I say down, that means head down, 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 down. To right about there. And then in is nosy in, in. So she gave me a second. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, rolling.
Okay. So this is almost too low, so I'm going to bring her up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to go in, hold, hold, hold.
Her lips are all moving around. What does that mean?
Hold, and release. So you saw a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And again, really light. I'm not trying to force her. When she gets in there, she kind of gets a little worried and she starts squirming this way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to restrict. I'm just supporting, trying to get her to come back. And the minute she comes back, I let go.
Okay.
Because again, little steps, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, okay. My horse is so cute.
He is.
He's looking at me. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to go in. And release. My timing was off a titch. You see it? I should have let go a second before. Because she felt like she got out of it instead of I let her out of it.
Okay.
And it's just practice
Mm-hmm.
of just knowing them. You can kind of feel them wanting to get out of it. So get back to that place where you even have a second of and let go.
Okay.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Because that's what we're looking for. Because this is going to be the same when you're up there and you're in your little saddle and you say like this, they go,
Yeah.
and then you're riding.
Mm-hmm.
And because what this whole exercise is about self-carriage.
Okay.
Meaning,
There.
you've seen when I've ridden your horse around in the beginning, like the first couple lessons, and she didn't even know how to hold herself up straight on a circle.
Mm-hmm.
She was, leaning in, diving with the shoulder. She didn't have her own balance.
Mm-hmm.
And any balance that she got, I gave her. I lifted her up and I supported her around that corner. But you don't want to have to do that in tack.
Mm-hmm.
You want the horse to know where their body is and how to say, I can go around a corner, right? You don't want to be holding them up in tack. That's why we train at Liberty. So once she has the stretching, the stretching, the ability and the strength to do that, then she knows what it is. Then when you ask, you don't have to hold her there. She can hold herself there. And then you have a pretty pony going around, yeah? So this is the beginning of that. Thinking maybe in dressage terms or any kind of riding and self-carriage. It could be Western too, whatever you would want them to be like that. most people create that with bits and pressure, and the horse doesn't have anywhere to go and they're in some gnarly bit, and that's not really self-carriage.